Good morning, everybody. Mr. Riedl here. It has been a while since I have posted on my personal YouTube channel. I've been very preoccupied lately with the weekly news and my digital media students at school, and we've been doing a lot of weekly news, student news videos. And for those of you who don't know, we've been doing that. We're wrapping up our 4th season now, and you can go to hbleehawks.com and learn more about that if you're interested. But for today, on this beautiful morning, I wanted to do something a little different on my personal YouTube channel and show you my garden. This is a garden tour video. I've never done a garden tour video before. It's a new hobby of mine. Over the last couple years, I have revamped this side yard of mine. It used to just be a hill of juniper and a bunch of weeds, and it used to be really ugly, and I wanted to make it something beautiful. And so I decided to rip out the juniper, put a bunch of flowers in, and little did I know how much work it would be. But it has turned into a love of mine and a hobby that I spend lots of time thinking about. And so over the past couple years, I've just been learning a lot about gardening and plants and flowers. And so I just wanted to take you on a little tour of what I've been doing. And I think spring is my new favorite season because of the fact that there's so much beauty. So let's go take a look. Okay, so let's start here on the corner. This is a fun little decoration. As I've been digging up and tilling all the soil here, getting rid of the juniper, I've been finding a lot of rocks and stuff and, old bricks that used to be along the edging. And so I reused that for kind of like a retaining wall here and over here, which you can't really see anymore. I'll put some pictures on the screen of what it used to look like without plants. And so I've reused these bricks and rocks for edging, and some of the bricks I've used for a cute little tower here. And what's really awesome is that the neighbors, I don't know, some mystery neighbor actually brought me some painted rocks and put them next to the little tower here to contribute. So I thought that was really cute, and I love it. I just planted these annuals here. I got some begonia and marigolds here. This is like my little annual section. Hopefully they'll fill in a little bit more as they grow. And we got some penstemon here and here, and some blue penstemon. I'll put the names on the screen. I got some coreopsis back here and here. Iris just recently bloomed, and so I deadheaded those. And this is forget-me-nots, I think. They just grew. They're volunteers that reseeded themselves all over, and so I just love them. They're just so pretty, and so they grew on their own, so I'm just going to leave them. This is campanula that I planted here recently. This is new. This is a cute little fairy garden that my daughters made. They wanted to add something here because it was empty, so they made this little fairy garden, which is now, the little house is falling apart, and it used to have a little moss roof, but I'll put a picture on the screen of what it used to look like. But the flowers are really blooming, so it's beautiful. I got this sedum from my mom, and I put it in the fall, so it's starting to grow a little bit more. I have a ton of this. This is red valerian, and it is all over the place. It grows like a weed, but it's so beautiful, and it fills in nicely. So when I started the garden, there was a ton of it already here, so I just transplanted it and moved it to where I wanted it to go. This was my little tulip daffodil, my little bulb hill here. And good morning. And I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with this after the early spring, because the bulbs are all dying back now. So I'm thinking about putting some like ground cover or something to be there when the bulbs aren't, blooming. Okay, so this is Centaurea, or cornflower. I got this from my mom, who doesn't live too far away. So I've actually been getting a lot of plants from my mom. It has been a great way to save some money because plants can be expensive. These are cute little baby black-eyed Susans that have been spreading around here. So I'm excited for them to bloom later in the year. And we have blanket flower and some more marigolds and dahlias. And unfortunately, something has been eating some of the leaves. This is a new problem for me. I think it's earwigs or slugs or something. I have foxglove that I got from my mom. They are just reseeding themselves wonderfully, which is what I was hoping that they would do. I got a few of them here, and I got some more over there and there, which I took the stalks and I just sprinkled them last year in different places. So you'll see more of those all over. There's beautiful insects that are enjoying the foxglove and all the other plants and stuff. In the back I have lavender, two different varieties of lavender here and here that haven't bloomed yet, but they'll be blooming soon. I got my mom actually a lavender plant for Mother's Day last year, the same variety, and so we're kind of like comparing her lavender versus my lavender and learning about, you know, which one's growing faster and the amount of light that they get and, you know, stuff like that. So that's fun. I got this plant, I can't remember the name of it, and this just started blooming, and that is a different color, you know, because that's like white stalks with vibrant fuchsia color as opposed to the darker greens of all the other plants. So that's kind of a nice contrast. We got some iris that are still blooming up there, which are so beautiful up on the hill there. And we got some coreopsis here, which just started blooming. And here's some more red valerian. And these are daylilies. These little daylilies are starting to pop open, but these ones are big, tall orange ones that are going to bloom next month probably. And I did a little variety of the red valerian, and then I just got Veronica, and they're just starting to bloom for the first time. So these three plants were here over a year ago, and then these three are new this year, so hopefully these will fill in a little bit, and that'll look really cool. These iris are just so awesome. Check out these iris, they're so beautiful. I got all the iris from my mom. She just has a ton of it, and she just brought some over, and I just stuck it in, and it's just amazing how beautiful they are growing. And I don't really do anything for them. Got some more sedum back there, and more daylilies up there, and more lilies here, and more foxglove. This is Russian sage, which is starting to finally fill in this area. It used to be really tiny last year, and now it's late spring and it's actually filled it in. So that's nice. Oh, and this is so cool. This is coreopsis cutting that I took from this plant over here. And this is one of my favorite plants because it just provides blooms the whole year, like all summer. It just keeps blooming and blooming and blooming as long as I deadhead it. And I took a cutting from over there and planted it here just as a little experiment, and it's starting to grow and bloom on its own, and it's just a little cute little baby plant. So eventually it'll get big like that over there, and then it'll fill in this little spot here. This is salvia, which is so beautiful. These purple blooms, the bees just love this this plant. This is one of my favorite plants too. This is hardy geranium, Roseanne, and I just bought this one new this year and just planted it a few weeks ago. And this one I planted last year, and so this is like 1 year old and a baby, you know. So eventually this will look like this in 1 year. So it'll fill in this area. I just love this plant. It just blooms all summer. Shasta daisies are starting to pop open, so they are super beautiful. Got some more red valerian and crocosmia. These will bloom later in the summer. Bright red, beautiful. And then this is something that I absolutely love. It was my daughter's idea to put in a like stairs here, and I decided to make it a path, sloped path. And like I said earlier, I had a whole bunch of bricks just laying around, and so I decided to make it into a stepping path. And so I'll go up right now, and you can see some of the ground cover that I planted here. This is creeping thyme, and this is a different variety of creeping thyme, but as you can see, the blooms are just starting to die back. But this is one variety of creeping thyme that has just beautiful blooms, and this one will hopefully bloom later in the season. This was a baby's breath, and here's some more creeping thyme, and I'm hoping eventually it'll fill in all the cracks and stuff. That's why I wanted the ground cover. And this is like steppable. And so we got some dianthus here that I've been deadheading a little bit, and I just stick it in the garden bed to let it decompose. These are going to pop open soon. Already a few of them a little bit. But these dianthus on this side just popped open the last few weeks, and these are just beautiful and fantastic. And the name of this plant is actually escaping me. I can't remember, but these had pink blooms just a little bit ago, and they were so beautiful. And we are going to keep walking up the path. Oh, and let me tell you a little bit about the slope here. There was a lot of like erosion, and it wasn't very stable ground. Once I took out the juniper, like all the roots from the juniper, I like had to rip out. So I decided to make like terrace the slope here. So I have like this lower level and a middle level and then a top level. You can see it clearly here. Like this is the lower level and this is the middle and that's the top. And so I did that to help with erosion, but also just so that I could like organize things a little bit better with the plants. And so I wanted to make this path here have kind of a little retaining wall, and I had a bunch of extra logs. We had an ice storm last year and lots of branches that fell, and there was already some logs that were just, in a junk pile that I just used, and I just kind of built it up and filled it in with dirt. And as you can see here, this is a stump from one of the juniper bushes, and this kind of adds a little bit extra support too with the wall where I, put the logs. Okay, as I keep going up, sunrose something, I put a bunch of creeping thyme here to fill in. This is really great. It's drought tolerant, and during the summer months, this whole slope here really gets beaten down with sunshine because the sun is usually right here throughout most of the day in the summer. So the sun just beats down on this side. So I wanted to get lots of drought tolerant plants. I put a little step here at the top and then a different variety of creeping thyme here. So hopefully that'll spread and fill in this. This is the angle from above. It looks pretty fun from this angle. And I put this in here. No bees have made home here yet. I planted some coneflower here. This is a new one this year, and this one has been here for over a year. But I got these leaves. For some reason they like the coneflower and the dahlias this year. I don't know why, but like the other leaves for other plants haven't been touched. So very strange. There's another little coneflower back there and some foxglove that'll bloom next year. Here is my big lavender plant, and I'm learning how to prune lavender. I don't really like the way that it looks where it has this dark woody area in the base here, so maybe I should have trimmed it back a little bit more. But it is beautiful, and it's going to start blooming even more. I got this little Japanese maple tree from my mom. I planted it right here because I thought it would fill in nicely as it grows and fills in this empty spot here with some canopy. So I'm not sure. That's kind of an experiment. I don't know much about trees. Eventually it'll get big, right? And this will be a nice little shady spot. I hope. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go up here and go on the stepping stones here. And then look at all the buds on this. This daylily, gonna be full of yellow blooms soon. This is another daylily. This is a purple one. This blooms a little bit later. Another blanket flower. Up here on this side, we have some Lithidora, and I got some asters from my mom. And here, those are beautiful purple blooms in the fall. What else over here? Oh, these are really cool. These are elephant garlic. And we didn't really know what they were. They just started growing because somebody planted them years ago. And the garlic cloves, they just stay in the ground and they just keep growing year after year. So I did an experiment and I planted some on purpose in this little area, and my experiment is working quite well because they're doing just what I wanted them to do, just grow right where I wanted, and eventually these will be big puffy balls of blooms. And it looks like this one's kind of falling over, so I might just yank that one out. I'm not really growing garlic to eat, it's more just for the blooms. This is a new plant here. This is salvia that is a baby right now, but eventually it'll hopefully be big like him and fill in this area here. Here, I'm gonna go down again. This is just a beautiful plant. This is autumn sage that the hummingbirds absolutely love. I'm hoping that that will fill in more, like this big. And then that one I planted late last summer, so it's kind of medium size right now, and so hopefully that'll fill in a little bit more. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 creeping rosemary. So hopefully they'll fill in this area here. Got some more iris here and some more lilies and red valerian and some dahlias. And again, something about the dahlias. The bugs are loving the dahlias this year. This didn't happen last year. Got some verbena. I had extra left over from the hanging baskets that I made. I made my first hanging baskets. I can't remember the name of this. It starts with a B. Hopefully this will like grow and like cascade over the wall here. This is a candy tuft that is no longer blooming, but there were a whole bunch of blooms, 3 different varieties that I'm kind of doing an experiment with to see which one does well here. And there's another beautiful iris bloom. What else do we have here? Oh, this and this one up here. That's called lemon balm, and that just grew on the hill here on its own. It actually smells really nice when you rub it and then you smell it. It actually smells like lemon pez. It smells like candy. So I only really keep this because of the smell. It doesn't really have wonderful flowers or anything. Actually, it really reseeds itself a lot, and it's really annoying. But I just love keeping it because of the smell. It smells really yummy. Okay, what else? We got some more sedum. This is a Russian sage that I bought, and it was like so tiny, and it's still surviving, and hopefully it'll get as big as the other one, but I don't know, so we'll see. I got some more annuals here. These are zinnias that I bought from my kids' flower sale at school. So these did really well here last year, and they bloomed all summer, so I'm excited about these. These 2 are coneflower echinacea that are really short, so they will be blooming this one pretty soon because we got some buds on it already. This one a little bit later. This is Centaurea again. Arp rosemary, which I know gets pretty big, but I think I'm going to trim it so that it kind of just goes medium height. And then these will be a little bit smaller, and then these are smaller in the front. So it's kind of like a tiered effect here. I love these stairs that I put in here. I'm hopefully going to fill in all this area with this creeping thyme. I actually took these cuttings from over the original plant over there, spreading it all over so that it kind of goes up with the stair steps as it goes up. Here is some more Shasta daisy that it was new in the fall, so hopefully he'll grow to be big and fill in this area. And up here, this is my newest plant. This is a big, giant purple cone flower that might reach up to like 5 feet, so hopefully it'll fill in this area eventually. There's some more black-eyed Susan, and I also put some more black-eyed Susan here. These are some from the black-eyed Susan over there. I got a sunflower from my daughter. My daughter started that inside, and she wanted to move it out here, so hopefully this will grow big. Okay, going back down now. This area here, there's underneath the dirt here are actually 2 pads of concrete. People who lived here long ago used to like drive a boat up here or a car. There used to be a gate here, so there's still the concrete paths for where the tires go. So that's underneath the dirt, and I'm not really sure how to work around that, but that'll be a project for this summer. I just trimmed back this juniper. This was just kind of a weird spherical bush here, so I'm gonna get rid of the roots of that thing, or yank it out as best as I can. These bamboo here are beautiful bamboo, but they started spreading. You can actually see one growing right here. This one just sprouted up, and I was a little nervous that it would like spread underneath my fence. Last summer I dug a trench all the way around and put in this barrier all the way around. That was a lot of work. But I got that done, and I put a bunch of rocks around. For those of you who garden in Portland, especially East Portland, when you dig up dirt, there are lots of river rocks in the dirt. So I had to figure out what to do with all the rocks that I dug up, and worked out perfectly around where I put the barrier for the bamboo. And also the bigger rocks I put along the edge. As you can see, I put it along the edge right by the garden bed and the curb, so it has a nice little clean border. And I just think that that's just so beautiful how it's edged like that. So pretty. And I already see some of the foxglove reseeding themselves in the wall here, and I was hoping that they would do that. So it's just so cool how, you know, things work out kind of the way that you wanted them to. All right, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this side yard. So as we go up to the front, here is the kind of new path that I'm starting to make. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to place the stones, but eventually I'll kind of dig them in and then they'll settle a little bit. I got these are lily of the valley from my mom. I just planted these a few weeks ago, transplanted them, so they'll grow back stronger next year. Some sedum and red valerian. It'll be a little more full of plants here. And this is a little grave for our old hamster. I got these earlier in the spring, primrose, and I transplanted them from our planters by the front door to here just so that they would keep blooming a little bit. And then, man, these yellow ones just never end. They keep going. But I planted some impatiens here, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do here, but hopefully eventually it'll be low-growing annuals here. I have not cut the grass this year. I'm kind of doing an experiment where I just let it kind of grow, and I've been cutting the backyard grass but not the front yard. So I'm just kind of experimenting with tall grass to see what it looks like. I have not done much over here. This is a rhododendron that did not bloom this year, but it looks like there's new buds for next year. There's another daylily, and I don't even know what this is. I think it's a lilac or something, but it doesn't bloom because I don't think it gets enough sun. More lily of the valley, and here's our area by our front door. I put these planters here so that it would kind of like be a nice little entrance. I filled them up with the plant I can't remember that starts with a B, and some petunias, and this one, I can't remember the name of that either. Beautiful annuals. And then I put some hardy geranium here, which will hopefully fill in here and then have some purple blooms. This guy is not doing so well, euonymus, and I thought he would fill in and get a little bit bigger here, but I don't know what the problem is. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I got a few boxwoods here, and a little rose bush, which looks like it might be starting to bud out soon. He's kind of an experiment too. Basically, this area is a lot of plants that we get for like Mother's Day, and then I just take them from inside and then I just put them outside and see if they'll survive. A lot of plants have died here, but this one's surviving. I think this is from Mother's Day a couple years ago, and this is these are mums from a couple years ago. They keep surviving and they bloom in the fall. They're really nice. More crocosmia, and this is new this year. I made this trellis from some of the downed bamboo from the side yard. I put morning glory and sweet peas on both sides. They have not been growing very fast, so I thought they would be halfway up by now. And the morning glories don't look that great, but the sweet peas I think are finally starting to grow faster now. I started them from seed inside and transplanted them out here about a month ago, and they were like at this height for a whole month. So now in the last few days, they've gone from here to here. So I think maybe they're just finally starting to take off. Maybe they just needed to be rooted in or something. This is my first time building a trellis, and hopefully they'll fill it in. And I also planted some little seeds back here. I think these are
zinnias or cosmos. I can't remember which ones I planted, but we'll see eventually as they grow and fill in behind it. So I don't know. I love experimenting. It's really fun. These dahlias look better. There's still something eating them, but these leaves look good. This one's gonna bloom soon. More begonias, and this is a little tree that I have no idea what it is. My daughter says it's an apple tree, but I don't really know. I've just been keeping it alive for her in this pot, and it doesn't die. It keeps growing. This is my another bulb section. These were some hyacinth and tulips and daffodils, and these are calla lilies that are just starting to pop up. So hopefully they'll do something cool. This is another plant that Jen got for birthday or Mother's Day or something, and I stuck it out here, and I didn't think it survived, and now it's coming. And I want to end with this as we go down here. Eventually I'm going to fill in all this with crocus and hyacinth and tulips and daffodils bulbs on the side here, so that in the spring this edging just kind of bursts with color. This is what I want to end with. Even though they're kind of fading a little bit, but some of them still look good. These I just transplanted from my mom about a month ago or so, maybe 6 weeks ago. And I wanted to fill in this spot by the mailbox. And I just love how it turned out. I did not know what color they were when I put them in here. And I think it's just a beautiful purple-white contrast right next to the mailbox as a little welcome to our home. And then all this on the edge here, I plan on putting more flowers in, and this will kind of be another summer project, is figuring out what plants I want to put here, what perennials I'm gonna have here on the edge, because this is just really ugly, just a bunch of dandelions and grass, and I want to make it pretty. And this brings us back to here on the corner. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate you coming along with me on my tour of the garden. And if you want, please put a comment below and let me know which flower you like the best. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks again for watching. Talk to you later.